are gathered here today, me and Instagram Live, to talk about the latest installment from DC Comics' main workhorse, The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Matt Reeves. And just to sum it up, off the rip, I just want to let you know that this movie was absolutely awesome. But that's how I feel about it. It's like, okay, so we got Robert Pattinson. The way he portrayed his version of Batman and Bruce Wayne, that shit was scary. Like, this is Batman if he was real. Like Christopher Nolan, the way he did Batman, it was still unbelievable element to him. The way he disappeared, his acrobatics, sometimes some of his strength feats. Because, like, okay, so one strength feat from the Nolan trilogy is when he actually bends a Batman imposter. He bends his shotgun, but he used tech, so it's not really a strength feat. You know what I'm saying? But he did, like, dive off a building to save Rachel Dawes. You know what I'm saying? And they legit dove off of that bitch and landed on a car. Like, I know he got armor and shit, but that nigga should be bruised the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But, the way they portrayed the Batman in this is more like, it just, I don't know, for some reason it just seems more realistic. It seems more like I could see Superman in the Nolan universe. That's why I was so upset that they didn't build off of that first Batman trilogy. In this universe, it's hard to see Superman in this universe. To see, it would be hard to see Clayface, and he's a Batman villain. That's a Batman villain I've been waiting on them to do in live action. But moving on, I'm just go through the characters right quick. Alfred, Andy Serkis Alfred, he was dope. The way they portrayed him this time, he is apparently like an ex-soldier. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he knows enough to the point where he actually is the one who trained Bruce Wayne after his parents got shot. So Bruce Wayne is out here. He doesn't have, it's not like before where he had the League of Shadows when he was a literal fucking ninja, you know what I'm saying, train him. Or it doesn't seem like he traveled the world to learn the shit that he learned, you know what I'm saying. It seemed like that shit happened and Alfred took him under his wing and trained him, you know what I'm saying. He told Alfred what he wanted to do, or Alfred just felt like, you know what I'm saying. Well, he does say that he was supposed to. Listen, heavy spoiler alert for the Batman if you haven't seen it. I don't remember if I said it already, but just in case I did, heavy spoiler alert for the Batman. But he was supposed to protect them, I think he said. So it's like, okay, so this version of Alfred is definitely a soldier, you know what I'm saying? So he would know enough to be able to train someone to fight, you know what I'm saying? And the way he still, you know what I'm saying, he still works with Bruce Wayne on the things that he wants him to do, but he still tries to talk him down a little bit. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying, you might be going a little bit too far. He doesn't want him to go to the edge with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like this version of Alfred, and he's younger. So I'm gonna be honest, I like this version of Alfred. I want to see more Unfortunately, he did make one mistake that was kind of like a rookie mistake. Like, he opened a package that was not for him, and the package turned out to be a fucking bomb. Like, I mean, I kind of knew it was going to be a fucking bomb. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he opened it up and seen this fireproof envelope addressed to the Batman. Like, come on, bro. Like, that shit, like, you should have put that shit together off the rip. Even when you seen the letter, you know what I'm saying? You should have put that shit together. You know what I'm saying? Commissioner Gordon, they race swapped Commissioner Gordon, and it was beautifully done. Normally, I don't agree with the race swap thing because, like, a lot of times that takes away from the character's backstory. In the case of spoiler alert for anybody who's still watching Legends of Tomorrow, but they just introduced the character of Booster Gold on Legends of Tomorrow. They cast the guy from Clueless. I can't remember his name, but he's a great actor, phenomenal actor. But he is also a black actor. You know what I'm saying? Now, anybody who knows anything about Booster Gold, you know that he is a white guy from the future. You know what I'm saying? You know that his son is Rip Hunter, the famous time traveler. So, that being said, it's like, okay, with Legend of Tomorrow, it started off with Rip Hunter putting together a team. So if Rip Hunter is the son of Booster Gold, like, what's going on there? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's adopted, you know. But like, during the course of the show, they did say that Rip Hunter had went to this orphanage. But that's, you know, there's still a lot that can be made up right there. There's still a lot of room. I guess they decided, since this guy, you know what I'm saying, does the Booster Gold shit good enough, you know what I'm saying, to the way we want it, we're going to get him to do it instead and not worry about the race, which is what they do a lot of times, which is cool, you know what I'm saying, as long as, it'd be cool with me as long as it doesn't change the story of the character. And that kind of changes the story of the character a little bit, you know what I'm saying, especially when his son was already introduced. Not only already introduced, but he was the backbone, the basis, the power behind the entire show. But they do it with James Gordon, and it didn't really affect his story, because James Gordon is actually, to be honest, a pretty generic character. He's a cop, you know what I'm saying, a cop with a family. He's the only cop that, you know, that believes in the Batman and really works with the Batman, you know what I'm saying? And he's been doing this shit for years. He got ranked, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether he's black or white, you know? And a lot of times when they race swap, when they actually bring the race as a plot point or a storyline or whatever, or just something that they put in there, and it'd be like, why are we here, you know? But with Jim Gordon, it's cool. And Jeffrey Wright, I believe his name is, he did that shit. He mastered that shit. That shit was perfect. The Riddler. Like this now, I'm a person that grew up with the Batman the Animated Series. And that version of the Riddler was more along the lines of, he gave mob boss vibes, but he wasn't necessarily a mob boss. He was more of a foil for Batman. Like someone who just wanted to test and outsmart the Batman and maybe figure out who the Batman is. He did crimes. He had henchmen. But when it came to the mob boss aspect, the people who supplanted the traditional mob bosses in Gotham in that series, at least, seemed to be more so the Penguin, Two-Face, the Joker. Rupert Thorne tried to hang in there, but but yeah, most of those, the Riddler never really got the, but he gave off mob boss vibes with that suit that he always wore. You know what I'm saying? The way he conducted himself, it was just different. You know what I'm saying? The Riddler in this, they depict him as more so of a serial killer or the Unabomber. I've heard other YouTubers refer to him as like the Zodiac Killer, DC's Zodiac Killer type. Now, me personally, I haven't seen the material on the Zodiac Killer. I'm not sure if that was a real thing or if it was just a movie. But if that's what it was, that shit was pretty scary. Because first of all, off the rip, they introduced the Riddler. This nigga is just standing in the dark. I'm like, damn, that nigga in the dark like Batman. You know what I'm saying? And it's the fucking Riddler. And he back there with his glasses on and his mask. You know what I'm saying? And he's just standing there. And the guy that he's about to kill, the mayor, he's just walking around. He doesn't even notice. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason we as an audience see it is because the lightning flash. That was crazy. Then, you know what I'm saying, the only time he even went to make his move is when the light show shined on him. That was dope. That was dope imagery right there. And apparently the Riddler is more so intended on being a vigilante, intended on cleaning up the corrupt streets of Gotham, the corrupt politicians, the people who keep Gotham fucked up. You know? If you're just joining me on Instagram Live, I am talking about The Batman. I went and seen that last night. And like I said, I really